there, and it's once again race day today in Hotlanta. Welcome to the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the fourth stop of the 2024 Mission BBQ Cup Series season, the Folds of Honor Hooters 500. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, lads of all ages, as we once again welcome you to the track with live coverage on the North American Sim Racing Network. And from high in the sky in the press box, my name is Trey Wright for the NASRN. 82 laps are in order for today's race around this 1.5 mile quad oval in Hampton, Georgia, getting ready to kick off race number 4 of the 2024 campaign after a fantastic race last Saturday afternoon that saw Matthew Hubert go to Gatorade Victory Lane in the POW MIA 600. We're here on a beautiful Wednesday, May 29th, a couple of days after Memorial Day. Hope you all had a great Memorial Day, grilling out, watching the 600. At the time we're recording this, still don't know who won that, or the Indy 500, or Monaco, but nobody cares about IndyCar, or nobody cares about F1. We do care about IndyCar in this house. I'm already losing track. I'm already going off script, but I hope you guys had a safe, lovely, and fun Memorial Day as we continue to work into the season. We're already 3 races in out of 35, already flying by like the Western Wind is season 4, and pretty soon this Western Wind is going to be flying by in terms of the point standings. We go down to those at the bottom of your screen. Matthew Hubert jumps up 4 positions in the point standings. He sits on the outside pole. He starts second today, but he's first in the points pylon. Braden Perez, your Daytona 500 champion, second in the points. Skylar Taylor has had a couple of really good runs in the 15, and she starts relatively up there in the field, albeit on the outside lane. She starts 22nd in the 15 Toyota. But Igor Barreto, really good recovery after Daytona, and he starts up here in the top 10 as well. The 13 car starting 8th on the grid. John Andrews falling 4 positions. Alex Sanvitale, good recovery for him. He is +4. Ethan Lewis falls down to 7th. Riley Sampson down to 8th. Mitchell Collins finds himself in the top 10 for the first time this season in the points. And Zachary Fitzwater, same for the Australian native. He is 10th in the points as well. But recapping that Charlotte race that saw Matthew Hubert go to Gatorade Victory Lane, only 3 crashes in that race, and we come to an identical racetrack. This is the pre-Baby Daytona Super Speedway nonsense track here at Atlanta, but it still provides Super Speedway-like racing. And we haven't seen a caution at either race in this configuration before. Actually, I believe we had a caution last year for Riley Sampson. But in this configuration of Atlanta, we've only had 1 caution over the last 2 years. Actually, I believe it was 2021 where Riley Sampson wrecked. I believe last year went caution-free because we had the fuel mileage at the end, and we're going to have a similar situation with that today probably. But I digress. It's about to be a whale of a show here at Hotlanta for 82 laps of complete and utter chaos, like this Mission BBQ Cup Series is always. But hey, let's get that chaos underway. It's that time of the broadcast again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go down trackside to get the most famous words in motorsports to kick off the Folds of Honor Hooters 500.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines roar to life on the pit lane here at AMS, getting ready to kick off today's race. Matt Wolf starts on the pole position in the number 42 machine. Matthew Hubert in second to make up row number 2. Otter Island Motorsports qualifies inside the podium with Trey Smith. Ethan Lewis driving that car 2 seasons ago. Trey Smith starting in 3rd. Mitchell Collins is in 4th in the 71. Row 3, Dylan Matthews, and the 17 of Logan Williams. Everybody rolls off of the pit lane, and they do. Go down to your race analysis at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. 82 laps around Atlanta. The pit window is about 38 to 40 laps, so if this race goes caution-free, and it's a good chance that it will, it'll become a fuel mileage race in the late stages of this one. And your 3 previous winners at Atlanta are Nathan Smith, Aiden McCrow, and Nathan Stapleton. The big staple, the only one returning in this race. He starts 10th on the grid in the 97. That same exact car being driven by the New York native of Matt Wolf, starting on pole position here at AMS. Pace car makes way down the pit lane. Wolf and Hubert, a couple of mats, will lead the field to the race's restart zone. Green flag is in the air. We're live for race 4 in Hotlanta, ladies and gentlemen. Good jump for Trey Smith. We typically don't say that for cars starting on the outside lane. Actually, he did start on the inside lane. It was Matthew Hubert, the other Otter Island Motorsports car, who started on the outside lane. Dylan Matthews in the 1 car going to the number 1 position, 3 wide for second. Eric Monaco jumping to the inside of John Andrews as Trey Smith will fall back again. They tend to cycle a lot here at Atlanta. Dead heat at the line. Eric Monaco beating out that 9 car. Just a fender there in that 4. Monaco will lead one of his first laps of the season. 4 cars that are out in front. The double 4 in second and the double 9 of Zachary Fitzwater rounds out your podium right now. 3 wide for 4th. Toby Murphy poking his head into the top 5. Nathan Stapleton falling back in the 97, looking for 2 wins here at Atlanta. But a man who nobody is surprised to see out front, Zachary Fitzwater, started this race in the 13th spot, and he led there for about a lap, but he falls back on the outside lane. Murphy will go to the point. Drag race down through the quad oval between Murphy and Davenport. Davenport will lead that battle, and at the edge of the line as Murphy will fall back in the 4. Monaco walks up a lane, no harm, no foul. And they really start to wad it up here. All 42 cars within exactly 2 seconds of one another. Daniel Bouchard caboosing this field in that 07 car. 3 wide for the race lead, 2 bow ties and a blue oval. Lead in this pack. Danny Fallington will go to the point with Matthew Hubert right behind him. Already 6 laps in, and we're starting to see the cycle come back to fruition. Hubert, who started on the outside lane, now will lead the field to complete lap 6 of 82. Skylar Taylor, like I said, a 1 to watch on that inside lane. Watch her to poke her nose in there for this top spot in about a lap or so. Same thing with Owen Miles. Started this race 41st on the grid. The man who started shotgun in 42nd, Tyler Reynolds, utilizing that inside lane. They are 3 abreast throughout the majority of this field, and they can do it regularly on new tires. But once those Hoosiers start to wear out, they're going to be sliding here under this hot Atlanta sun. And like clockwork, Skylar Taylor to the point in the 15. Owen Miles hot on her heels. You see 3 rookies inside the top 5. San Vitale underneath Hubert and Taylor. Miles will lead lap number 8. Miles out front a ton. That is by far the biggest margin that the leaders had over second we've seen all day long so far. Reynolds will move down to the inside. The 2 drivers that started the field in the final row now 1-2 at the moment. Reynolds started shotgun, now finds himself in the driver's seat. Wad of cars, pretty much everybody in this field, 3 wide right now. There's Ethan Lewis. That 79 car has had 4 different drivers over the last 4 seasons. Started off with that man right there, Logan Williams in the 17. Then it was the man in the 7, Ethan Lewis. And Brendan Yodel swapped over to the 79 in 2022, and now it is Trey Smith who pilots the secondary car for this Otter Island Motorsports team. And look at Matt Wolf. Started this race on the pole and has fallen all the way down to 40th. As Eric Monaco finds himself back in the top position, has led the most laps here today with 3. And they start to really wad it up here. Riley Sampson won the Rockingham race last week, looking for his second win of the season. Looking for the second win for the bow ties as Brendan Wilmington walks all the way up the racetrack. Oh, he got really, really tight going through turn 2. Did not hit the apex correctly, and that 62 car, oh, he suddenly got really tight going through the corners. Nearly wadded up this entire pack. Same thing happened to Riley Sampson. He walks up the racetrack. They're packing them in tight right now. It's Nathan Orman showing the way. Thomas Troxel leading the last lap. Fastest lap belongs to Danny Fallington, and these guys going at an average speed of 204 miles an hour right now, apexing through the corner at the 200 mark. In the draft with Skylar Taylor reaching about 211, so restrictor plate track speed. Off in these corners, Durrani will lead Rose. No, it was Durrani. The scoring pylon even having trouble with these cars running so close together. Rose out with a big lead. He's going to be swallowed like a boat by Jaws. Logan Alexander. First time we've really seen this 58 car all season long. The 81 being renumbered to the 58. Also Dracoan Racing going from Chevy to Ford. Logan Alexander leaving Stealth Motorsports, going to a Ford team. He's found a home with Owen Miles, replacing Jordan Lopez. Lopez in that car for the last 2 seasons was only able to get 1 win at Homestead in 2022. Alexander having a decent start to his campaign. He wrecked out in the Daytona 500 and has been quiet so far. But I'd say he's got as good of a shot as anybody to win the race here today as Brendan Wilmington or Braden Perez, making a bold move under the 1 car. The Daytona 500 champion will look to lead his second lap in a row, and he'll get it done by about a fender. We're already on lap number 19. The pit window for this race, about halfway there, so play the Bon Jovi as they go through the quad oval next time around. And Daniel Bouchard really, really off the pace in the 07 car. I don't know if he's down a cylinder, but he has lost touch with this field. But I think he's also playing it a little bit safe. And just about to describe it, they're going to go 4 wide through 2. Alexander in the middle, a very precarious spot. And they'll file it back down to 3 wide. There's still 4 wide up in here. Juan Rodriguez forcing the issue. Really leaning on that 15 car. Oh, Collins nearly darting out of line. Still 4 wide going into turn 1. Nathan Stapleton with a fantastic move. 3 wide for the race lead. 4 wide for 4th. And this is the recipe for disaster. Rodriguez not giving up. Skylar Taylor right in the middle of all this. 1 wrong move, and that'd be the end of this pack right here. There's still 4 wide, and these tires starting to wear out, and these guys getting really, really aggressive up towards the front of this field. Rodriguez still forcing the issue. Now they're back down to 3 wide for the moment. Tell you, that's an aggression I don't think I've ever seen out of that 48 camp. But they're able to get the job done, and Buck Racing, all 3 of their cars running 3 wide right now. Zidell down low, Rodriguez in the middle, and Reynolds was up high. But now he'll make a hole for his teammate to go to the high side. But down low, that Logitech number 28, or 78 rather, will push Toby Murphy to the lead. Cole Sampson on the outside lane, 23 down. Still feels like these guys are racing with 5 laps to go. But they were able to survive 4 wide for the time being. We're halfway on this pit cycle. Give it another 10 laps, and they do 4 wide, and all hell is going to break loose. That is a certainty, ladies and gentlemen. Murphy, Zidell, Wilmington, Troxel, and Andrews, your top 5. Yageis Motorsports 96 coming down low. Zidell gets out of the gas. That'll trap that outside lane, a little pocket of air. The middle will disintegrate, and the bottom will become the dominant line going into 3. Wilmington's tightness issues look to have gone away for now. These cars are going to start sliding around this racetrack in about 5 laps or so. Three wide for second. Collins back in the mix. Roberto Brown Jr. up there. First time we're saying his name. Look at Skylar Taylor. She has been one of the few drivers that's been able to stay in this top 15 that just refuses to get cycled to the back and come to the front. So, like we said, she has been one of the ones to watch. I'm really liking how this 15 car is racing right now. She right now is my pick to win the race, or at the very least get a top 10 finish. Dano Georgi, your New Jersey winner back in 22, will go to the point. Nathan Stapleton just barely outside the top 10. That 97 car running P16 on the pylon. And Cameron Garlington in a Titan Fury Racing sandwich. Collins on the outside, and Igor Barreto, bonsai move to the inside. Dodges running 1, 2, 3 abreast as across the stripe. That outside lane really riding the lightning on that top lane. Bouchard and Matt Wolf really starting to lose touch with this pack. I don't know if that's strategic with how they saw the racing, because Bouchard's been marred there for the entirety of this race. He is right now 6 seconds back. Make that 6.5. We're not going to catch up to him before the pit cycle opens up. The window creeping open in about 8 laps. They're racing like there's 8 laps to go in this race. Slow down, fellers. Still a long way to go and a long way to get there, but Dylan Matthews saying no. Ormond and Matthews simultaneously getting tight through the apex of 1 and 2. Logan Alexander to the point. Trey Smith looking for an edge to the inside. We'll put some air on the deck lid of that Pepsi Ford. And to the point, Trey Smith in the 79 car. Angel Gutierrez to his inside. RF Trackhouse nearly running nose to tail. Ryan Durrani moves up. They will be. Durrani looking for any clean air he can get. He'll move high. Fogelman and Gutierrez running 1, 2. They're 3 by 3 wide, about 10 rows deep. Gutierrez, the Bakersfield, California native, will go to the point for the first time today. 5 laps away from the pit cycle opening up. Bradley Ream to the inside. Reggie Fogelman. Ream drove in 2020 in the inaugural season of the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Went on a 2-season hiatus, but he's back, taking over for former team driver Josh Williamson. Both of those guys, I'm trying to remember the name of Bradley Ream's team. Whoa, Davenport got really tight going through the corner. Something or other racing. Ream right now running in second. Juan Rodriguez with his aggression. Oh, Davenport really wide. I know Davenport is starting to get really tight in that 98, and he's starting to slip up as well. They're back 4 wide. This late in the run, this is the recipe for disaster. Gutierrez in the middle. Perez is the other car in the middle of that between Hubert and Murphy. Oh boy. Ho ho ho. Pacific Racing nearly knocking 2/3 of their fleet out there. They're able to stay straight for now. But you can hear this pack right now with these old Hoosiers is a ticking time bomb. It'll be interesting to see who will come down the pit lane. Battle for last heating up between Wolf and the 07. Right now, we're focusing on this lead pack right now. No entrances of 4 wide just yet. Will Parrish in the 40. Nobody coming down this time by. A couple drivers were feigning like they were. But the pit window officially open. So we're going to see drivers come down in the next few laps or so, but Will Parrish defending a hard-charging Derek Hamill right now. Both these drivers were fighting for the championship, and right there, turn 3, Mitchell Collins, Cole Sampson, the back end of the field destroyed. Bradley Ream junked in the 36. Nathan Orman around, Matthew Hubert around. The caution flag is out. Charlie Davenport some damage. Reggie Fogelman a little bit of damage. 36 car destroyed. Matthew Hubert is around. Chaos in turn 3. Mitchell Collins was the first car we saw go around, and that is a heavily damaged Tag Heuer Charger. And they couldn't do it for much longer. It's a bad angle for Collins to go into. Looks like Caleb Rose some front end damage. Alex Lozano, I think he just got run into by the 3. Hello. Pit strategy at a time like this. Will Parrish is going to stay out, but we're going to follow along with Derek Hamill in the 47. See who will get the fastest 4-tire stop. Right now, the fastest lap still belonging to the 16. Hamill off the jack. 14:53 second time. Right now, the fastest time right now. Another 14:53 by Cameron Garlington. Fast stop by him. Right now, 14:53. The time to beat that man right there. With it, I'm really, really surprised to see a lot of cars stay out. Because again, they can do 43 laps, and now they're going to come down the pit lane. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. I think Parrish is going to lead the second pack down. I really don't get the logic behind that, because the majority of the field, about half of the field just pit. so I guess you want to be in the second half of the cycle. But now the second half of the field will pit. We'll follow with Will Parrish. Was your race leader. Now is not. I can't say I've ever seen anything like that. You got two separate packs of cars pitting under caution. But Parrish off the jack. 1533, 1511 for the 16 car. Matt Wolf will come down, but right now, Will Parrish 15. Oh wait, that's 1506. So 1453 the time to beat. And it doesn't look like we've got anybody beating 1453 right now. So, two separate pit stops we got to go through. And Derek Hamill out front here. Bradley Ream, I believe Ream is one lap down. But we got our first caution of the afternoon here. Violent accident in turn number 3 to bring out the first caution of the day here in the Folds of Honor Hooters 500 at Atlanta. So they weren't per se going 4 wide, but there was enough room for them to go 4 wide there. Going into turn 3, Cole Sampson will get pinched. And the right rear by Caleb Rose goes up into the 71, and nothing those drivers could do. Hard hit for those guys, and Collins will go down. Gutierrez gets a piece. There's where Ream will get into it. He'll careen into Nathan Ormond. Matthew Hubert and Trey Smith get a piece. So both Otter Island Motorsports cars with damage. Ryan Durrani, a little nick in the 38. Nathan Ormond, Caleb Rose coming back down the racetrack. Durrani will get another nickel run into the back bumper. And Owen Miles just barely avoiding sideswiping the Tide Ride. Cameron Garlington a little piece. And that's pretty much it. Alex Lozano doing a great job of getting through, but he's going to be hit by Nathan Ormond on the cooldown lap anyway, so it's not going to mean much. Bad accident in turn number 3. It's going to take at least 2 cars out of this race and at least 6 out of contention in what looks to be an 8-car pileup to bring out caution number 1 of the afternoon. We'll follow along with Mitchell Collins in the 71. Gets run into by the 5. He comes down the racetrack, gets ARCA braked into. Nothing a lot of these guys could do. And Bradley Ream, we were talking about him. And unfortunately, junked in the 36. He's still out on the racetrack, albeit without a rear bumper. But it's going to be interesting to see what these guys do here. But they pit right at halfway, or right at the halfway point. So it's going to be interesting to see if these guys are able to make it. I believe the reason Parrish and everybody stayed out was so they could potentially get 1 lap of fuel. They trade the track position to be able to make it on fuel. So I believe that was the antithesis for, I think that was the motivation for those guys to stay out. But it will be Derek Hamill leading the field to green after we clean up our first accident of the day in the Folds of Honor Hooters 500. We're back here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, cleaning up caution number 1 of the day. 2 cars were knocked out of that accident, Matthew Hubert and Mitchell Collins. 40 cars remain on the racetrack, 39 of them are on the lead lap. Bradley Ream, the lone outlier, was knocked out off the lead lap, rather. Your top 5 going back to the race's restart zone are going to be Derek Hamill, Reggie Fogelman, Thomas Troxel, Toby Murphy, and Braden Perez. With Barreto, Zidell, Monaco, Gutierrez, and Wilmington, your top 10. Green flag back out in the air. Popsicle or cross flags were displayed the last time around. Back through the gears they go. Already, Bradley Ream is going to be a moving pylon and is likely going to cause another accident here. They don't get that 36 off the track soon. 4 wide. They're on fresh tires, so they're able to do it, but with a pylon in the way, it's going to make slicing and dicing a lot more difficult. cycle back out, and they might have to pull this 36 car off the track as Will Parrish gets held up in the 40. But back to the front, it's Braden Perez. To the race lead and to the moon in the Hulu car. 3 wide for third. Troxel moves up a lane. Monaco down low. A lot of damaged cars on the racetrack. They're all towards the back of the field as Bradley Ream has made his way through the back. Not been a good start to the season for Nathan Ormond. He finds himself marred in the back. For the race lead, Ormond's teammate and team owner going for second, trying to go to the point is Justin Zeidel. Will go to the race lead in the 78. Zeidel's teammates, both of them are in the back of the pack, so he's got barely any help and no manufacturer help either. Not a single Ford in sight as Zeidel will go to the boondocks in the 78 car. Ford on the grid is the 05, are the 2 Dracoan cars, and that is all the way back in 17th. Murphy will go back to the lead. He's led 4 laps this afternoon. It's the most. As the bow ties running 1-3-4 right now. Igor Barreto. 2 Dodges up in this top 10 right now as they begin to reform the pack. Gutierrez bringing both RF Trackhouse cars to the front. First time we've seen that so far in this season. 3 wide for 6th. Gutierrez a little squirrely in the 10. He's able to regain composure. Tell you, that 10 car looks so beautiful with those yellow rims. Right now, cracking inside the top 5 is the Bakersfield native, the Brazilian driver. Igor Barreto going to the top spot here in the 13 car. Another beautiful new scheme on the track this season. In fact, brand new schemes running 1, 2, 3 right now. A new scheme and a new sponsor for Braden Perez. Kojam and Earl no longer sponsoring this program as a primary. They've still got their decal as a contingency. Perez already in victory lane once this season, trying to go there for a second time. Barreto looking for his maiden win in the MBCS. Zeidel looking for win number 3. Gutierrez, Murphy, nor the 12 have been to Gatorade victory lane. That's Reggie Fogelman as 4 rookies up inside this top 6 right now, and one of them is going to make it 3 wide for the race lead. They're catching up to Bradley Ream fast. Igor Barreto was in this same exact position 2 weeks ago. And unlike Daytona, there are no exit points. Go on board with the 36. Go on board once they get a little closer. Which is going to be right now on board with Bradley Ream. Toby Murphy will go to the inside. Ream is going to hold up this outside lane for the time being. Hamill will get held up in the 47. Troxel will dive to the inside. 3 wide for 10th. Now Troxel gets held up. Skylar Taylor held up in the 15. Oh, she's trying to go up with Ream on the same path. She's going to try and do the Larson line on the outside. Slingshot engaged. But now she's going to lose a ton of time, and the field is going to lose a lot of time as well. Both Zeidel and Perez losing time. Toby Murphy taking the top spot in the 20. Gutierrez, I tell you, that 10 has got a bad fast car. Rookies running the podium right now. It's been a phenomenal race. Only one caution so far in case you were just tuning in. An 8-car pileup on lap number 40 of the race put us under the caution for the first time. And the only time thus far, and I think that might be the only time we might be under caution. We might see some shenanigans with Bradley Ream in the 36. But the way that they're running, these top guys, I believe Murphy came down the pit lane that first time around. Gutierrez, I really wish I wrote down who came down during the first leg and who came down the second. But I believe everybody in the top 10 right now came down during that first iteration. In fact, the only guy... Riley Sampson. Sampson did come down one lap later. So the guys... The first car that is confirmed good to go to the end is Riley Sampson. He doesn't have to worry about fuel whatsoever. So he is good to cruise to the end. He might be in the catbird seat to get his second win of the season. TBD on that. Toby Murphy blocking 2 lanes at once. Not able to block that inside lane. A lot more connected. Barreto. Help from the 21 and the 78. Zidell and Crown Jr. nose to tail right now. That's the battle for third. Side by side, Barreto will get it at the line. Murphy's starting to fade in the 20. Got it, trying to get the inside lane. Crown Jr. will slot up high. Not sure if the car got tight or he decided to try and larsen it, but he's going to fall all the way to the back of this pack right now. Into the lead, Justin Zidell in the Buck Racing 78. Ford, the only manufacturer, actually scratch that, Dodge exists. Way up the racetrack goes both the 20 and the 21. Nearly into the outside wall goes the Beyblade Dodge. How about this cat right up here? I don't know what San Vitale's team has put into his cars. But San Vitale right now battling for second, and Corey Case, he's somewhere in this field. He's outside the top 20, 24th. So I think he's good on the short tracks, but on the super speedways, a little iffy for the 63. This Aggeist program, I tell you, 4th race of their history. They already got 2 runner-up finishes, 3 top 10s. And right now, working on a 4th is Caleb Rose. Lap down traffic. Thankfully, going to catch him on the backstretch, rather. Gonna hold up the high lane. Gutierrez, Owen Miles and company will get around this stricken 32. He'll let his teammate of Perez go by. 20 laps to go as they cross the start-finish line. Gutierrez and Miles battling side by side right now. Bradley Ream gonna be another problem. I think the way that Bradley Ream is running, Ream might be a problem in the closing stages of this one. Fastest lap still belongs to Danny Fallington in the 16. Right now, they're about a second off the pace of what they started. It's a pretty decent fall off. Meanwhile, Ream really struggling, just trying to hobble it around as much as he can, but they're going to catch that 36 in the tri-oval. To the point is Riley Sampson. Where does Ream go is the million-dollar question. He'll go high. Sampson will go low. Way up the racetrack goes a 21. Contact between the 92 and the 05. Ping-ponging around the grooves was Owen Miles. But they're able to relatively get around this 36. This pack is not out of the woods yet. Barreto getting held up in the 13. He'll go down low. And hey, back in this battle is Daniel Bouchard with that. Whatever adjustment they made to that Subway Dodge has worked. Same cannot be said for Matt Wolf. or Will Parrish. Those guys marred to the back. I think Daniel Bouchard might have a chance to win this race here. But hey, we still don't know if these guys can make it to the end. Riley Sampson, we know, can make it to the end. He put 1 lap later than all these cats, so he doesn't have to worry about fuel. Murphy will go to the inside. A lane lower will go Hamill. 3 wide for the race lead is across the stripe. Looking like a repeat of the finish we saw in the Cup Series back in March. Derek Hamill, the 2022 champion, looking for his first win since Auto Club of 2022. The MBCS not returning to Auto Club, instead electing to go to Nashville. Auto Club just provided too many problems with fuel mileage and just a lot of just weird racing. So hey, we're going to try out and see how Nashville works based off the tests. Should put on a pretty good show. Cole Sampson, Nathan Ormond on the chopping block. Same with Ryan Durrani and probably Bradley Ream. Once again, Ream running 3 seconds off the pace. He's not terribly off the pace. These guys right now running about 2 seconds faster. So Ream, last time by, he ran a 29.5. If he dips under 30, they'll pull him off the racetrack. Bunching it up here towards the front. Eric Monaco in the 4, being split 3 wide between Perez and the 20 of Murphy. They're rapidly catching up to Cole Sampson. If I'm Riley, I'm going down to the inside because you know your older brother is going to be on the top spot. That 5 is going to be on the top line for sure when these guys catch him. Riley knows that he's trying to move down to the inside. Except there's a Ford right beneath him. Owen Miles peeking his head in this battle. Zidell saying, thank the Lord. There's another manufacturer up here. Except Owen Miles is about 100 feet ahead. Laps to go. In the Folds of Honor Hooters 500. They'll catch up to Sampson. They might catch up to the 3, and they may catch up to the 36 once again. Cole Sampson, like clockwork, on the high lane. 3 wide, the top spot. 2 wide for the lead lap cars. Sampson will get lapped. His younger brother Riley going to the inside. He's going to have a good run through him, going through the corner with 9 laps to go in Hotlanta. I'm really liking where Braden Perez is sitting right now. You know, he's in a realistic shot to win. He's going to the inside of Fogelman. So I'm really liking where this 92 is sitting right now, but the question of fuel still lingering. Riley Sampson is good to go to the end. I think any of these other lead lap cars make it. 3 wide for 4th. Perez, like I said, he's in a good spot. I just can't remember if he pitted with those first set of cars or the second set. But Riley Sampson moved on the outside. Here comes the 4, and I think Perez showed his hand a little early there. He's moving up way too fast right now. 6 to go for Eric Monaco, and he wants to be in this lead as much as possible. But that's not going to happen as Braden Perez will go to the point. They wadded up faster than I anticipated. That's why I thought Perez was going to be in a good shot. But now I'm liking where a guy like Owen Miles, Reggie Fogelman, heck, even a guy like San Vitale, Hamill, or even Georgia, even Bouchard still has not won a race in the MBCS. They catch lap traffic in a bad spot, which they will. They are going to catch Ream here. They're going to catch Ream, and they're going to catch Orman soon after. One final lappage of the stricken 36. Tyler Reynolds showing his face in the top podium. Oh, contact made. Count them, 5 laps to go. Make it 4 to go as Bradley Ream really slowing this field down. That's going to give Toby Murphy, Justin Zeidel, and Igor Barreto a really good shot to win this race. Eric Monaco getting held up 4 wide, going through turn 4. And oh, we are going to see pit stops. They could not make it to the end. Zeidel was one of the ones to come down. It's a repeat of last season as the majority of the field will come down. This is with 3 laps to go. I don't even know if Riley Sampson can make it to the end of this race. Fuel drama at the end. Toby Murphy, he's going to come down as well. Barreto and Reynolds staying out. The majority of this pack is staying out. Popsicle sticks in the air, 2 laps to go. Everybody trying to stretch it as long as they can. And it's going to come down to if Tyler Reynolds or Igor Barreto, do they stay out or do they pit? It looks like they're going to stay out and stretch as long as they can. White flag in the air. One more time around Atlanta. Can Tyler Reynolds hold on? Both off the 13 and fuel mileage in the tank. They're just trying to pedal it to the end. Barreto, I think he's out of gas. He is really slow. Coming off turn number 4. Tyler Reynolds able to hit the fuel number perfectly like Mariah, and he is able to win here. The Folds of Honor Hooters 500 at Atlanta. Comes down to fuel mileage once again. Like we said, Reynolds was able to barely stretch it. The caution flag is out, and Nathan Stapleton and Danny Fallington junked a lot of cars, running out of gas. An accident on the back straightaway. Igor Barreto's destroyed, and we've got a big, big accident. Matt Wolf involved, and that was on the cooldown lap, and a lot of bent up race cars. Thankfully, this is only a video game, but it looks like the winner is unscathed. And now it looks like the 19 car has run out of fuel. Classic Atlanta. And Reynolds has officially run out of gas. And yeah, he's just going to be stalled there on the back straightaway. Did Riley Sampson pit? I think Riley Sampson may have pit there. But Tyler Reynolds is your race winner. His 3rd career win in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Igor Barreto 1 spot short. Zachary Fitzwater gets the final podium position. Dylan Matthews and Logan Alexander round out your top 10. Your top 5, rather. And go figure, the man who starts last in the field finishes first on the pylon today. Brennan Wilmington, John Andrews, Eric Monaco, Braden Perez, and Dano Georgi round out your top 10. Sampson was able to stretch to the end, but he got caught up there with Nathan Orman, a lap down car. As we take a look at everybody, it's not on the lead lap. 19 cars finished the race on the lead lap, and those were the 19 that came down that second time, and everybody else having to pit there for fuel. And that's ultimately the way things go here. We said that this race could be fuel mileage if it went caution free, and Unfortunately, the caution came out at the exact time everybody was going to come down, so it really doesn't matter. But another classic chaotic race here in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Hey, we're only 4 races into this, and we've already seen 4 different winners. Ford wins their first race of the year, so they're able to get in the W column. Now it's just Dodge, who does not have a win, but they're pretty close. I know Igor Barreto's been knocking on the door of a win here. But that's going to do it here from the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Congratulations once again to Tyler Reynolds for winning the Folds of Honor Hooters 500 at Atlanta. And we'll see you this Saturday, June 1st at Richmond under the lights of the Richmond Raceway for the Winston Virginia is for Lovers 400, a 7 p.m. start time to that race right here on the NASRN. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your point standings after Race 4 of the 2024 Mission Barbecue Cup Series season. And from Hampton, Georgia, on behalf of the North American Sim Racing Network, my name is Trey Wright. Have a great evening, folks.